I'm just gonna come out and say it. 2022 is definitely the year of Pinocchio. I mean, we didn't just get one Pinocchio film, but 3 in total. There was the live-action Disney remake of Pinocchio, which I haven't seen for all the good reasons. And then there was the Russian animated film Pinocchio, which stars Pauly Shore.
Father, when can I leave to be on my own? I've got the whole world to see.
You're gay for saying that.
But then there's Guillermo De Toro's Pinocchio, which people consider to be the best out of the 3, and Guillermo De Toro's magnum opus, which is funny since this has been in production for 14 years. And considering the previous Guillermo De Toro film I saw was about a woman trying to get close to a sea monster, I just hope this turns out a little bit better than that film. So with that being said, is this really the best Pinocchio adaptation out of all of them? Let's find out. It's about a father named Geppetto who loses his son Carlos during a war, which actually breaks him. Years pass, and Geppetto is still traumatized by this event, so he decides to build his own version of Carlos. However, a writer named Sebastian Cricket makes a deal with the witch sprite that if he keeps Pinocchio in line, she'll grant him one wish, which makes him come to life. However, Pinocchio is curious and misunderstanding around the world, which makes Geppetto pissed off since he's nothing like his previous son, especially when Pinocchio is being sent to fight off in the war. So Pinocchio decides to make a deal with Count Velop to join the circus and raise enough money to help Geppetto. And unlike most of the adaptations that take place in the 1800s, this takes place in the 1940s, during the times of World War II. That's right, this movie is political, and it does not shy away from being political, since they deal with fascism, misogyny, and of course, dictatorism. And I wish more of these animated films could go deeper into these kind of current events, since we still are dealing with these issues, especially with the Ukraine war that's happening right now, which my love and respect goes out to these poor people. Another unique thing about this movie is showing Pinocchio's lifespan, showing off why Pinocchio is immoral, but not only showing the bad signs of life, but the good signs of life as well. When it comes to these versions of the characters, I would say they're pretty well written. When it comes to this reincarnation of Pinocchio, at first he may be the exact same as the Disney reincarnation version of him, where he lies and does some shitty stunts. But the difference is, he doesn't know better, he's just curious about the world, and that adds a great extra layer to his character. There's also Geppetto, who's also a great established character, where you can actually feel the pain he's going through by losing his son Carlos. And I'm just going to tell you right now that losing a kid is the worst thing a parent could go through. You can actually understand the struggles he's going through, and you really want Geppetto and Pinocchio to reunite together, because you want both of them to be happy, you want Geppetto to accept Pinocchio for who he is. And the villains of these films are actually threatening, like Podesta and Count Velop. Not only do they serve a good threat to Pinocchio, but they'll actually go out of the way and kill him, which not only makes them bloodthirsty villains, but an actual threat to our main protagonists. However, I wouldn't call it a perfect movie, since there are some flaws that prevent it from being that. While the animation is great, I find the designs of the humans look pretty awful and hard to look at. I found the songs pretty unnecessary for the film. I did like Chow Pok Pa, but I really found that most of the songs really didn't need to be in the movie, and they could have just used dialogue instead. And I found Sebastian Cricket to be a pretty pointless character and cautious to Pinocchio. I mean, you only see him like in a few scenes with Pinocchio, but for the rest of the movie, he's just joining Geppetto on his journey to find Pinocchio, and considering that they both get eaten by a whale, it really doesn't add much. But even with these criticisms, I still really enjoy this movie. I do think this is the best adaptation of Pinocchio. I would say Pad Labyrinth is the better Guillermo De Toro film, but close. It has an engaging story, nice looking stop motion animation, a nice retrospective of these characters that are well done, and I'll even admit, I did feel touched by the ending. I wouldn't call this the best animated film of the year since there is one I really love more than this one, but I highly do recommend this film for those who are fans of the story and Guillermo De Toro's works. If I have to end this video off, I have to say, Guillermo De Toro, here's hoping that your next film is as good as this.